Our question for today comes to us from Anonymous, and the question is, Nephilim? For those of you who have never heard of them, the Nephilim are creatures that are mentioned in the Bible only twice, Genesis 6 and Numbers 13, and not a whole lot is known about them. And what is known is, how do I put this, weird. So buckle up, we're going to try to do this in 3 minutes. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward. These were the heroes that were of old, warriors of renown. There we saw the Nephilim, and to ourselves we seem like grasshoppers, and so we seem to them. That's it. That's all we have. And there are some really bizarre theories about what actually is going on in these stories. Theory 1, angels physically came to earth and knew humans. Like, in the biblical sense. You know, because this is the Bible. Their children became half-demon giant babies called Nephilim, and the giants we've heard of from the Bible, like Goliath, are descended from them. Theory number 2, this is all crazy and nonsense, and we don't need to pay attention to it because we have science and we know better now. I would like to propose a third option, that the Nephilim are an ancient way of talking about the fallen spirituality behind oppressive political systems and the leaders who create and sustain them. Here's why. Whenever we find a weird or crazy part of the Bible like this, it is helpful to ask ourselves, what question is this passage of Scripture answering? The question for the ancient Hebrew people here is, how did everything get so bad? Where did things go so terribly wrong? And a common answer for the Hebrew people was that there had been, in the distant past, a spirituality behind the political powers of the day, helping humans to develop things like weapons of warfare, techniques for relational deception, and more sophisticated ways to exploit both nature and humanity, basically teaching us how to destroy ourselves. This spirituality was represented by the kings of foreign nations who made political alliances with the Israelites by marrying the children of Israelite. And the children of these marriages, instead of representing political peace between two warring nations, represented this continued proliferation of evil and exploitation in the form of powerful military heroes that the Israelites called giants, descendants of the Nephilim. Now, this story isn't actually told anywhere in the Bible, although we know of it from ancient Jewish documents like the Book of Enoch or the Dead Sea Scrolls, but it gets referenced and it gets quoted over and over and over again in the Bible. Think of it as Bible lore. Throughout the entire Hebrew Bible, you have these stories of the Israelites trying to enter the Promised Land, but being forced to confront and defeat giants in the process. Or, think of it this way, you have the people of God resisting evil and injustice and oppression in the form of political and military power. Good thing we don't have to deal with that nowadays. Anyway, that is too much information about the Nephilim. Did I make it in 3 minutes? I don't think I did.